I'm literally shocked. Around the same time these older allegations resurfaced, a TikToker named Big Jui uploaded a video publicly defending Young Philly and directly challenging the Perth accusation. In the clip, Big Jui apologized to Philly, claiming that the Perth case had unfairly damaged how Australian women were being viewed online.
Before I go further into this video, I'd just like to take this time to apologize to Young Philly. Deeply apologize. We are not like that. There are certain individuals that like to take things too far, and it gives the rest of us a bad name.
She then went further, naming the woman who accused Philly.
So the media is concealing who this female is. So everyone's like, who is this mysterious female? This mysterious female is Miss Emma Burns, the one and only stripper and sex worker.
That is another valid piece of information that came forward, because now we know that this person has a motivation for lying. Maybe she has been shaking that booty in the club and she's tired. And she said, Young Philly, you had an easy way out. I will just sue you. Allegedly. I wasn't there again. Hey guys, welcome back to Uncensored. Today I fell upon a very interesting video called Remember Young Philly, His Life is Over Now by Ryan Pictures. Now, I do not want to spoil the video, so let's just jump right into it.
Before everything fell apart, Young Philly, whose real name was Andreas Felipe, was widely seen as one of the most promising entertainers in the UK YouTube scene. He started his career in 2013, making and posting comedy skits, public interviews, and music-related videos like his cameo with Cadet.
This video, man, don't need you in this
Hey,
club.
listen, Young Philly, I'm a massive fan of you, Cadet Blood. Follow up my Insta, you know I like the big back things, you know when it jiggles.
Before this allegation came out, Young Philly used to be on top of the world. He used to collab with every big brand. He used to collab with YouTubers such as Sideman, Beta Squad, and many others. Now, his reputation is ruined due to this allegation.
His loud, confident personality made him instantly recognizable, and it didn't take long before he became a national sensation, with people describing him as legendary and that guy everyone wants to have in their friendship group. His collabs with Chunks helped him push him even further into mainstream popularity, turning them into one of the most iconic duos.
Yeah, that's true. Philly and Chunks are the best duo when it comes to YouTube collab, because they will make you laugh out of your mind, especially in their series called Does the Shoe Fit?
Philly's reach expanded even further when he became a recurring face on Foot Asylum and Pro Direct Soccer, eventually starring in Does the Shoe Fit?, a series where his unfiltered humor helped turn the show into one of the biggest dating shows on UK YouTube. TV networks quickly took notice, leading to hosting roles on BBC Three's Hot Property in 2018 and Don't Scream in 2019, with The Guardian even describing his on-screen presence as so youthful that it should come with a new kind of 18 certificate. By 2023, he had become a fully established mainstream personality, and for a while, it looked like Young Philly was on a trajectory with no ceiling.
Like I said before, Philly used to be so big before this allegation, and when the allegation came out, everyone just took a step back. No one came out to defend him, no one came out to say anything, and I used to wonder, why is no one defending him? Everyone collabed with this guy, why are they not defending him?
Till everything changed on the night of September 27th, 2024. Young Philly performed at the Bar One nightclub while touring in Australia, which was a popular nightclub known for hosting international artists. It was supposed to be another energetic show in front of fans, the kind of performance he'd done hundreds of times before.
You know I'm drunk. Look, this is how you know I'm drunk. I'm from Brainstorm.
But after the event wrapped up, Philly returned to a hotel in Perth, and what happened inside that room would soon make international headlines. According to Australian authorities, a woman in her 20s later reported that she had been SA'd inside Philly's hotel room on September 28th. The next several days were spent gathering statements, reviewing injuries, and piecing together what had allegedly happened. And by the time police issued an arrest, Philly had already traveled to Brisbane for the next leg of his tour, which is where officers finally detained him on October 8, 2024. He was taken into custody and then extradited back to Perth, a detail that instantly made the situation feel significantly more serious.
Popular musician and YouTuber from the UK known as Young Philly has been extradited from Queensland to WA, accused of serious sexual assault allegations following an incident in Perth.
I remember when I heard the news, I thought to myself, no, it's fake. But then everyone is talking about it. I was like, damn, this must be serious. But then I thought to myself, Trump will come out and defend him. But Trump did not say a word. No one in the sideline said a word. And no one in the beta squad said a word. I was like, so you know he'd be playing like that.
Some fans reacted to the news saying, "Oh my god, I swear I had so much faith in Philly, why would he do that?" While diehards still tried to defend him, saying, "Innocent until proven guilty." Let's not jump to any conclusions. During his first court appearance,
That is absolutely true. We should not say he's guilty until he's proven guilty in the court of law. Right now, he's innocent.
the atmosphere around the case changed instantly when prosecutors revealed that the accusations involved 4 counts of sexual penetration without consent, 3 counts of assault occasioning bodily harm, and 1 count of impeding breathing by applying pressure to the neck, essentially a strangulation charge.
Damn! I have a question. Were they counting? And how did they know that is what actually happened?
But the real turning point came when prosecutors presented photographs of the women's injuries, describing them as proof of violent behavior and that no ordinary person could consent in those circumstances. The language used in court was so blunt and so severe that it immediately dominated the headlines. Police argued strongly against granting him bail, insisting that he was a flight risk and that the evidence they had made the allegations impossible to ignore.
Whoa, from what the police are saying, it sounds like they have enough evidence to put this guy in jail forever.
Police investigating him say they have an extremely strong case that includes CCTV footage of the social media star on the night of the alleged offences.
His lawyer, a high-profile Perth barrister who went by the name of Seamus Rafferty, attempted to counter the claims, and despite the prosecution's objections, Philly was eventually granted bail. The court approved his release under strict conditions, including a ban on contacting the complainant, a restriction preventing him from discussing the case online, and an order requiring him to remain in Western Australia. His bail reportedly cost around $100,000, and the decision allowed him to stay out of custody while the investigation continued. He later pleaded not guilty to all charges, but the allegations alone were enough to overshadow everything he had built up until that point.
Allegations like this have destroyed everything Young Philly has built, and he has also destroyed his reputation. I keep telling people, your reputation on and offline is everything, is your currency. When things like this come online, people look at you with side eyes. No company wants to collab with you, no YouTuber wants to collab with you, and no one wants to be associated with you because no one wants to be associated with someone like that.
Then months later, 2 additional charges of sexual penetration without consent were filed against him, which made it seem like the situation was only getting worse. A 10-day trial was scheduled for July 2026, almost a 2-year wait that guaranteed his name would stay stuck to these accusations for a long time. One day, he was performing in front of cheering fans, and the next, he was being walked out of an airport by Australian police, facing charges that could end not just his career, but also take away his freedom.
I can't even imagine what Young Philly is thinking and what he's going through. Imagine being at the top of the world and now you're at the bottom because you went home with someone and it led to something this horrible. Now, we do not know if he's guilty. He's innocent until proven guilty, I reiterate.
And just when the situation already seemed overwhelming for Philly, another legal problem surfaced, this time involving his behavior on the road. While he was out on bail for the Australian SA case, Philly appeared in the Perth Magistrates Court again in December 2024, facing an entirely separate charge. During this hearing, he admitted to driving at 158 kilometers per hour on Roe Highway, approximately 100 miles per hour, which is 60 kilometers or 40 miles per hour over the speed limit. He was caught on a speed camera on November 17, meaning he was driving at dangerous speeds while already restricted by strict bail conditions.
Young Philly, you're already facing an allegation. Don't get yourself into more trouble. Avoid it if you can.
His car was immediately impounded as the incident was a clear violation of safe driving laws, and later on, he entered a guilty plea for the reckless driving charge. The court also adjusted his bail terms and he no longer had to report daily, but he was required to check in with police 3 times a week and remain in Western Australia until further notice. The reckless driving case didn't receive the same level of attention as the assault allegations.
Of course it would not. The allegation is far bigger than the speeding on the road.
But it reinforced the idea that Philly was struggling to manage his behavior even under legal pressure. What nobody expected was for the situation to escalate even further, because just when it seemed like young Philly had hit rock bottom, an entirely new set of allegations emerged. And this time, they weren't from Australia, but from Spain. The new accusations came from a British tourist who claimed Philly assaulted her during a holiday in Magaluf, one of Europe's most notorious party hotspots. According to early reports, the woman had been visiting the island with friends when she ran into Philly at a beach club where he had been performing that night. They crossed paths again later at a nightclub and eventually ended up at a hotel room with several people, including one of Philly's friends. What made this allegation even more complicated was the sequence described. She said she had consensual sex with Philly's friend earlier that night, but once she ended up alone with Philly in the room, the situation changed.
My guy, I'm sorry to say this, but you are cooked. 1 is something you can handle. 2, ooh, it shows a pattern.
She claims that this is when the assault happened. Instead of reporting it in Spain right away, she waited until she returned to the UK, then filed a report with British police. They forwarded the case to the Spanish Civil Guard, who then passed it on to a judge in Palma, the capital city of Majorca, who officially opened a criminal investigation. Because of how Spain's legal system works, the investigation is happening entirely behind closed doors, where there is no public hearings, no updates, and everything is private until a trial is confirmed. The only confirmed detail is that a magistrate requested formal cooperation from Australian authorities to question Philly under oath on Spain's behalf, meaning that while he is already dealing with multiple charges in Australia, another country is now investigating him for a separate alleged assault.
In the beginning of the video, I said, I don't understand why people are not defending him, but now that I'm looking at it, 1, you can defend. 2 is a pattern, and when it becomes a pattern, it's hard to defend because he has 2 cases, 1 in Spain and 1 in Australia. And that is the reason why no one is coming out to defend him. Maybe they're like, hey, he might be guilty or he might not. Or maybe these girls are making things up because he's famous and they can get money from him. We don't know.
The timing was devastating. For many people, one serious case was already career-ending, but investigations in 2 separate countries pushed the situation into an entirely different category. Angry fans were left commenting things like, is young Philly just going around assaulting women in different countries? What the F? And young Philly is finished, SMH. The new allegations only made his case more complicated and forever changed how his fans viewed him.
Of course. 2 allegations will change the perspective that people have of you. They are going to look at you and think like, hey, yo, this guy is sick in the head. He's going around doing all these things. We do not want to be associated with him.
At this point, young Philly was facing the possibility of spending years in prison across 2 different nations. And for a lot of people, this was already enough to end any chance of a comeback. But as the fallout continued, something else happened. Old accusations began resurfacing, claims that had once been ignored before. Back in 2021, Philly had already faced worrying allegations after several posts went viral, accusing him of messaging a 17-year-old girl named Alice Gomez and allegedly trying to meet up with her.
Yo, that is crazy. You're famous and you can get any girl you want, but you go after a 17-year-old girl. That is madness.
At the time, the claims didn't gain as much traction, and many people dismissed them because there wasn't a major investigation attached to the situation. But after Philly was charged in Australia, those screenshots resurfaced across social media, and this time they spread much faster. Alice also came forward to narrate her experience, describing the whole situation.
4 years ago, I spoke to young Philly on Instagram DM. He DM'd me and I ended up going to his flat. Him and his management, they worked very hard to manipulate me. Obviously me when I was 17.
After which she added,
You know, the thing about allegations is when one person has the courage to speak up, it brings other people to speak up.
To make me feel like if I said anything, then they could ruin my life would be over, you know, it'd be awful for me, awful for my mental health. So they convinced me to stay quiet.
And concluded with a post saying, "I've been receiving death threats and abuse for the past 24 hours, and many people thinking I am the woman being referred to in the incident that took place in Australia. It's disgusting to see the messages that I'm receiving, considering what Philly has been charged with, and seeing that people are still looking to blame anyone but him." She also posted a video confirming that she actually ended up meeting with Philly.
I feel like I've got a song. People might not like all my songs, but then out of the, let's say, 10 years, you like one.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying?
And if I don't, then what's
Then say it.
happening?
You're allowed to say it.
Okay.
I don't think no one actually gets offended when you say music.
We cannot say she never met Young Philly because she came with proof that she met Young Philly, and you can hear Young Philly's voice in the video. Now, I'm not saying that what happened is true or is not true. I wasn't there, but she came with receipts. We should give her the benefit of the doubt.
The situation never resulted in formal charges, but looking at it after his latest allegations, it reinforced the idea that something had been very wrong for a long time. Fans had everything to say from "I'm actually so shocked," the way he speaks highly of his mom and sisters, and now this, disgusting, to silly man, don't understand why he would do this when he's got so much to look forward to in life.
A lot of powerful men do some really sick things. We commoners cannot understand why a lot of powerful men does a lot of sick things. I'm not saying Philly is guilty. I'm not saying he's not guilty. But I'm also saying that he could be capable of doing something like that. And I'm also saying that he's incapable of doing something like that.
I'm literally shocked. Around the same time these older allegations resurfaced, a TikToker named Big Jui uploaded a video publicly defending Young Philly and directly challenging the Perth accusation. In the clip, Big Jui apologized to Philly, claiming that the Perth case had unfairly damaged how Australian women were being viewed online.
Before I go further into this video, I'd just like to take this time to apologize to Young Philly. Deeply apologize. We are not like that. There are certain individuals that like to take things too far, and it gives the rest of us a bad name.
She then went further, naming the woman who accused Philly.
So the media is concealing who this female is. So everyone's like, who is this mysterious female? This mysterious female is Miss Emma Burns, the one and only stripper and sex worker.
That is another valid piece of information that came forward, because now we know that this person has a motivation for lying. Maybe she has been shaking that booty in the club and she's tired. And she said, "Young Philly, you had an easy way out. I will just sue you." Allegedly. I wasn't there again.
And alleged that the encounter was consensual from the beginning.
Emma went to the hotel with Young Philly and they both had a mutual agreement. When you have a mutual agreement, babes, it's consensual, so there's no rape there.
She also suggested that messages allegedly sent to one of her friends afterward contradicted the assault claims, implying that the situation had been exaggerated.
Emma Burns had then texted her friends and said, one of her friends, and told her friend how much of a good time she really had and that she was ready to go home. Could her friend book her an Uber? She then told her friend, "Oh, actually, I don't need it anymore." That doesn't sound like someone who's being sexually assaulted, Emma. That sounds like someone who's having a goddamn good time.
I am inclined to agree. It sounds like someone having a very good time. Because if something like that happens to you, you will go directly to the police.
According to Big Jui, this wasn't the first time Emma had tried to pull such a stunt. She allegedly tried to frame another artist.
Emma Burns has also done this to another rapper before. She has tried to do this to another rapper or a musician, Bryson Tyler. I don't really know who he is. But she has tried to do this to someone else before.
But
if she has tried to do this before, hey, let the judge also put that in the case that she has a motive. She's tired of shaking booty for money. So she decided, let me sue for money.
The case didn't pull through due to inadequate evidence. The video spread quickly across TikTok and X, and some viewers used it to defend Philly, saying that Emma should be arrested if she loses and sent to jail for 10 years, while others criticized Big Jui for publicly attacking an alleged victim and involving herself into an active criminal case.
If she lied, she should be put in prison for it. False allegation can ruin a man's life.
One of Philly's ex-partners also posted a video publicly speaking about her own experiences with him, and from the start, she made it clear that she wasn't trying to comment on the allegations themselves or claim to know what happened in Perth, only that she wanted people to hear from someone who had actually known Philly personally.
I actually know Philly, so at least the people that are watching this can have something based on someone that actually knows him.
According to her, Philly had always made her feel comfortable.
My experiences with Philly made me feel comfortable.
And never forced her into doing anything against her will.
If you don't want to do anything, if you don't want to... Bear in mind, we'd spoken last year. We'd been seeing each other last year. And even then, he was like, if you don't want to do anything, if you're not comfortable, we don't have to.
But just like Big Jui's video before it, her statement changed nothing. Fans left comments like, how can she have her side of the story when she wasn't there?
That is facts. How can you have your own side of the story when you were not there? But then again, she said, hey, I'm not here to change your perspective. I'm just telling you my experience with the guy. And that's our experience with Philly.
And just because his experience with her was good, doesn't mean it's gonna be with everyone. What followed was one of the fastest collapses of a creator's career the UK scene had ever witnessed. His YouTube channel started losing subscribers by the tens of thousands, Instagram unfollows piled up daily, and his TikTok, once built on constant viral videos, saw engagement fall off a cliff, losing over 200,000 followers. In the same spirit, companies and brands that had spent years building shows around him suddenly wanted nothing to do with his name. Foot Asylum, the platform that helped turn Does This Shoe Fit into one of YouTube's biggest dating series, announced a statement that read, "In light of these extremely serious charges, we are unable to comment further until the legal process has been concluded." ASOS, the clothing company, wiped every piece of promotional material featuring him. Heinz removed a collaboration that had launched only days earlier, and
when your reputation is damaged, no one wants to be around you. Have you seen the way all these brands are like, hey, I'm not associated with this guy. I don't know him. That's how life is. That's why you have to guard your reputation, man. Don't let anyone play with your reputation.
a streetwear label called Perplex deleted an entire clothing line that had been built around him. Even the Sidemen, who rarely edit their content, took down their 20v1 video with Philly without saying a single word, and it wasn't difficult to see why based on his behavior in the video.
Where are you about to touch me? I'm concerned.
What? You think I can be a waste?
I'm sweaty though.
So? I like sweat.
Nice to meet you.
TV was
we're seeing it. I'm not saying he's guilty, but we're also seeing it on camera.
wasn't far behind either. A dating series produced by Gymshark called Hit Off, which had already been filmed and was gearing up for release, never aired. His live UK tour with Chunks vanished from ticket websites overnight, and Upload Productions, the company that had been developing his future TV projects, put out a statement saying, "We are aware of the serious allegations that have been made against young Philly and the legal proceedings that are now underway in Western Australia. Therefore, in the commercial areas of business where we have responsibility, we have paused working with our client." In no time, young Philly had gone from being one of the most sponsored creators in the country to someone no brand wanted to be associated with at all.
They don't want to be associated with you because some part of the public will say, no, he's guilty. You know, so they don't want to associate with you. They don't want to take that chance.
Marketing agencies even began classifying him as high risk, advising clients to avoid any partnership until the legal case was resolved, something that could take years. But the brand reaction was just the beginning. Creators weighed in too. Some did it directly.
You're just like a socially weird person. It's like you are entitled and arrogant.
It's a power thing.
Yeah.
There's a power thing there.
While others
Alpha and Preach are saying the same thing that I'm saying. A lot of rich and powerful men do some really weird and sick things. I'm not saying that young Philly is one of them. I'm saying that, hey, we do not know what he likes to do in the bedroom.
Others, especially from Philly's inner circle, kept their responses low-key. Even Chung's, who had been his closest collaborator for years, kept his distance and released a short statement saying the following.
Yes, my peoples, like everyone, I've heard the reports coming out of Australia. Whilst I understand many of you want my reaction on it, as this is an ongoing court case, I hope you guys can understand that I can't and won't be commenting on it publicly. So yeah, I've just come on here to basically let you know the reasons as to why I can't. Love.
However, Chunks faced a lot of backlash after posting the video, with some viewers starting to believe he had something to do with the case. You are under no obligation to talk about it, Chunks. No court has ordered you not to talk. This screams guilty. An older video of Chunks making a suspicious comment about Philly also went viral.
Yeah, I wouldn't let you marry my family, but yeah.
Why? I'm a good man. What's wrong with me?
No, I have too many stories. Anyway, yeah.
What stories?
Huh? Bend to the left. That's very scary.
Yeah, but what's that got to do with you when I'm clarted?
Adding.
What does that have to do with, what does that have to do with him when he's, with his sister,
More fuel to the fire and confirming that he knew something that others didn't. And in addition to that, old clips of Philly resurfaced everywhere.
I know you get a buzz from this. But are you gonna be not crazy?
You know young Philly is accused of choking a girl. And he's showing you on camera that he likes to choke. You can't write a script like this.
Choking her? No, it wasn't like a choke. It was more like a... You know what I mean? What the...
Moments that people had previously dismissed as jokes or typical lad behavior were suddenly being held up as red flags. Comments he'd made, flirting that once seemed harmless.
I'm 19 on Saturday.
19 on Saturday? Where you going on Saturday?
London.
Okay, what club you going in London?
Liberty.
I'm gonna see you there, baby girl. Yeah? Cut that one now.
Or moments where he came across as cocky or overly forward, all of it was now being reframed as evidence of a darker pattern.
That is 100% true. Because of the allegation, now I'm looking at all of his videos, I'm saying that, yeah, maybe he did it because he said this or he did that, which is not okay, which is not fair. We have to give him the benefit of the doubt until he's proven guilty.
People who had met him began sharing their own impressions, some saying he was arrogant off camera.
When I told you this guy is very entitled and arrogant, and that's what people around him say, and this is what these people in the clips are saying, this is just a reflection of what happened.
Others claiming he acted aggressively around women, going as far as body shaming them.
Finds my YouTube videos and he's like sending me pictures of myself in my videos, like telling me he didn't like what I was wearing or like he didn't like how I looked in that video.
And that was the brutal part. The public had already formed its own conclusion. His name stopped being associated with the content he made and instead became tied to the allegations, following him into every conversation.
That is also the sad part about it, because now everyone is thinking that he's guilty.
After months of strict bail conditions in Australia, a judge recently granted him permission to return to the UK for the first time since his arrest.
Now, in September this year, he successfully changed his bail conditions. Previously, he was stuck here in WA, but just weeks ago, he successfully changed those bail conditions, allowing him to travel to the UK for the next few months, including for Christmas and New Year.
District Court Judge Gary William Massey approved the change to his bail terms, allowing him to spend almost 4 months at home, after which he must travel back to Western Australia for a trial. Under the updated arrangement, Philly is required to return to Western Australia by January 7, 2026 and surrender his passport the following day. The court also imposed a $100,000 surety on top of his existing $100K personal undertaking, basically making him promise to return by making him pay another $100,000, which he can get back if he does return. Additionally, all of his electronic devices must have location services switched on while he is overseas, allowing authorities to monitor his movements at all times. During his appearance, Philly confirmed he understood the revised conditions, thanked the judge, and left the court without making further comment.
Allegations like this are very detrimental, both physically and mentally, because we do not know how he's handling this thing. And we all know that his career as a YouTuber is done.
Since coming back to the UK, he has reportedly been staying with family, and his first post after months of silence was a lighthearted question asking whether curly hair suited him. He is also more active, especially on Snapchat.
I want to buy a bike, like the road ones though, like I can go far and fast in. You get me? recommend me some or send me the link to the best one, or if you're a company, hit me up.
With many assuming he is trying to monetize whatever platform he still has access to now that his biggest brand deals are gone.
Sitting there on Snapchat trying to discuss his lifestyle again. Of course, his Snapchat is verified, so he's being paid in doing so, so he wants to try and make some money on return, you know, because he hasn't made any money for the past year and a half. Everything has changed, all the brands and friends.
And regarding Philly's return from Perth, there have been speculations that the financial strain of living under tight restrictions, along with the ongoing costs of legal defense, may have influenced the court's decision to amend his bail conditions.
It is to pay for lawyers. This man is not Diddy. Well, but this man is not Diddy in regards to net worth. Diddy still has 300 million to his net worth after the trial was done.
None of this has been confirmed, but these theories continue circulating as people try to make sense of where his career and personal life stand today. A moment that received extra attention was a video of Philly saying that he's back at eating pork.
I saw the video on Snapchat when he was saying that, oh, I'm back on eating pork. And I was thinking to myself, what is he talking about? No one ever said you shouldn't eat pork, but then I remember that, hey, Chunks is Muslim. Maybe he's sending a message to Chunks.
Hey, I'm back on the pork. I was sleeping for years. I'm back on the pork. I was sleeping for years. I'm back.
But since his closest friends Chunks and Harry Panero are Muslims, viewers saw it as a shot at all of his Muslim friends for not backing him.
I too thought the same thing.
Some believe they chose to distance themselves to avoid being linked to the current allegations, especially during such a sensitive period for his public image. Creators began responding as well. YouTuber Bouncer released a video titled, "I'm worried about young Philly, can someone check up on him?" reacting to the clip of Philly talking about eating pork and suggesting that his recent behavior felt off.
And this is what made me just think, do you know what? Like, I need to check up on him, you get me? Like,
Hey, I'm back on the pork.
I'm looking at it and I think something's off there. He don't look normal there. He don't look normal there.
In the video, Bouncer pulled up several other posts from Philly's social media, pointing to moments that, in his view, showed someone struggling rather than coping normally.
That dance is funny, man. That dance is damn funny. Okay, it is funny.
But not everyone was happy with him making an appearance online. People started calling him out, questioning how he was assuming everything to be okay, and posting online as if nothing had happened. For instance, people criticized him for posting photos of him hugging his mother and sister, sparking an instant reaction across social media platforms. Gross. Why would he have someone take photos of his emotional reunion with his mom and sister, then post it to his socials? And Snapchat, I don't care that young Philly uploaded a new story. Leave me alone. The backlash intensified further when young Philly was spotted at Wembley Gym training alongside Chunks, which for many viewers seemed like it reopened nasty wounds that hadn't even begun to heal. After months of silence and public distance, seeing them together again made people feel like Chunks was rooting for him. If it were the other way around and Chunks was the one with the accusations, there was no way that Philly would hang about with him. We all saw how obsessed with money Philly was. There was no way he would risk the bag for Chunks.
Technically, Chunks did not say anything about Philly. He did not defend Philly when the accusation came.
This was a dumb move and speaks volumes. And he will disown his son for his choice in religion, but support an alleged rapist. And as the backlash plays out online, the legal situation hasn't paused. Meanwhile, the Magaluf investigation in Spain continues. Authorities there are handling the case behind closed doors, and the judge in Palma has already taken steps to coordinate with Australian officials as part of the ongoing process. His Australian trial is expected to be lengthy, and the Spanish probe could also move forward to charges if the judge believes there is enough material. Philly will eventually have to face both cases directly, and the results will determine what happens to his career, his freedom, and his future. If you enjoyed this video,
in my personal opinion, if young Philly is found guilty, his career, his life is done. But if he's not found guilty, his career is done, but at least he has his freedom. I think right now people should give him the benefit of the doubt, even though we are seeing some weird things he used to do on camera. Let's not judge him because of that. We should give him the benefit of the doubt until he's proven guilty. And if it comes out that this girl has lied, let them give her 15 years in prison because she has destroyed his career. and he should sue her for every penny she has. And if it turns out that he's guilty, she should sue him for a lot of money. That's my personal opinion. Comment below what you guys think. Take care, be safe, and bye.
Yeah, Lord, think I'm in the mood to dip in